Hi, I'm Shenay O'Brien, and we are sharing our coming out stories with you guys on WQMD. So, I came out way back in 2009. It's been 10 years this year. I was extremely bullied and teased while growing up and being in school. And I remember waking up every morning, going to school and coming back, putting on a mask, not really drawing attention to myself. So, when I got to university, I had this perception that it's going to be exactly the same way as it was in school, and it wasn't. There was all these beautiful, loving people from all different walks of life who thought outside that little box that we grow up, that we call school. And I could finally start expressing who I really wanted to be, and that's where the drag character was also born. And I think it was in September 2009, I decided that I have to tell my parents. I need to come out because I can't be living this double life anymore. So I went to our admin lady, Kathy, and I said to her, it's time that I'm going to do this. And she said that I have to be very careful because she's seen a lot of people come through her doors, throughout the years who decided to tell their parents, and where their parents just said, you're not my child anymore. I don't want anything to do with you. So it was terrifying. It was daunting. But for me personally, I was just like, I have to do this. I can't be living this double life anymore. So my aunt worked for a doctor at the time, so I sent her some emails explaining everything. And I said that she must just give the emails to my mother, and because it explains everything. So they did that, and for the first 2 weeks, I did not hear a single word from my folks. Like, no phone call, no message, no email, no pigeon, nada. So, obviously, I was like, oh crap, this has happened to me. Like, my parents don't want anything to do with me. And, I continued my daily class routine, going about my daily stuff. And then the one day, I randomly, 2 weeks after, I got a random phone call from my parents saying that they're up in Pretoria and they want to speak to me. And I was terrified. I didn't know what to expect. So I met my parents at the Colonnade in Pretoria. And we sat there for about 3 hours. And, it's difficult, to tell your parents that you're everything that they not envisioned for you type vibe. Because from very young, your parents envision that my child is going to be this, and they're going to do this, and they're going to grow up to be this type of person. And then you come along and you're like, oh, no, I'm not. So my mother was very confused as to the drag side of everything, because I did come out as gay and a drag queen at the same time. And my mother was fine with being gay, because she had some gay friends as well. So, it would have been a bit hypocritical of her to, kind of not accept me for who I am, but still, have friends who are, homosexual. But what she was confused about was being, doing the drag thing. So I said to her, it might be a phase. It's something that I'm doing, to find who I really am and my true identity. My stepdad comes from a very conservative family background. So I think one of the biggest fears for me was because this man raised me from the age of 3. And he does love me like I'm his own child, that he would reject me. So after we spoke for about 3 hours, we got up and he walked over to me and he hugged me, and I was crying hysterically. And he said, you may not be my child by blood, but I love you unconditionally and you'll always be my child. So for me, it was like the world was lifted off my shoulders. And my mother was like, oh well, this is what it is now, let's go do lingerie shopping. And I do have to say, till this day, they're very supportive of everything that I do, about my passions, my career, my dreams, my aspirations. They always try to support me as far as they can. So my story, I kind of have my, my little happy ever after. And but I do know that there are a lot of cases and situations out there where people aren't as fortunate. And it breaks my heart. And this is what WQMD is all about, being a voice for people, to helping and assisting and uplifting people. One thing that I always say to people as well, is the moment that you come out, or the moment that you decide to tell people that you're gay, is not the moment you decide you are gay. It's the moment you decide to stop living and pretending to be somebody that you're not. And just because you're gay or different or lesbian or bi or trans, it doesn't make you a bad person. You're still the same person. You're just living more honestly and living your truth and trusting people with, who you really are. So for me, it's one of the greatest acts of courage for someone to stand up and decide to tell people this is who they really are. And I salute everybody, who does that. And even if you're not ready yet to come out of the closet and to tell people, who you are, that's fine as well. We all have our own journeys that we need to travel, and our paths that we need to take. But when the time is right, you will know. And just remember, family doesn't always mean blood. Find people, surround yourself with people who love you, who trust you, who uplift you, who encourage you. And those people are usually your family. There's always someone to turn to. There's always someone willing to listen or to lend an ear. It's all about going out and finding those people that you trust. Find people who celebrate you, because you deserve to be celebrated. Being different is not a curse. Being different is not bad. Being different is absolutely fabulous. That's what it is. It's being unique. It's being one of a kind. Come out, step up, live your life, because you deserve to live a life without any inhibitions, without restrictions, without people forcing their beliefs and their systems down on you. You deserve to live the life that you want. Thank you for all the support for WQMD so far. We really appreciate it, and we can't wait for you guys to see our first episode. Thank you for listening to my story, and I hope that we will see some very beautiful, happy stories in the near future. Have a fabulous week, guys. Lots of love. Lots of kisses.